All praises, honor, and glory be to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashayak, Yahabashah, Shalom, family. This your brother Prince Malachi, sons of Jacob Tulsa. We back with a quick exhortation. No, this ain't no quick exhortation. This is more edification out of the book of Proverbs. We in chapter 3 with it. Let's get it, man. It says, verse 1, My son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments. For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee. So this portion, the beginning, the first two verses is just going into, it's just an exhortation for you to keep the Lord's law, statutes, and commandments on your mind constantly. It's an exhortation for you to constantly be meditating on the ways of wisdom and to keep them on your mind. And if you do this, and to of course obey these things and to walk in them. That's what it means, forget not, to walk in these things. But for a length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee. So this is the fruit of obeying God's law, statutes, and commandments. This is the fruit of walking according to wisdom. The Lord will bless you with length of days. I mean, you're gonna enjoy the days of your life. You're not gonna feel like your entire life was just a waste or a blur. You're gonna experience length of days. You see what I'm trying to say? It's quality of life. What I'm trying to say. It says and long life, so your lifespan will be long. And peace shall they add to thee. So you're gonna have peace during your time. That's what exercise and wisdom brings you. Verse 3. Now this is something that's very key. It's very important. It's very crucial that brothers and sisters in the knowledge of the truth understand this, because this is something I see brothers and sisters struggle with. This is something I struggle with. So this is life changing. I'm just keeping it stacked. So it says, verse 3, let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck. Write them upon the table of thine heart. Why? So shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of God and man. Now, it says, do all of these things and you will find favor and good understanding in the sight of God and man. So let's break these things down, how we get favor and understanding in the sight of God and man. It says, let not mercy and truth forsake thee. What is that mercy going into? That mercy is going into the quality of being, it's going into showing kindness. It's going into the quality of being friendly, generous, and considerate. See, a lot of brothers don't know how to be friendly. A lot of brothers are unpleasant to be around. Brother got knowledge like the rivers of water. He got knowledge like the depths of the ocean, but the brother don't know how to just be chill and be a pleasant person to be around. He kind of standoffish. He kind of he too stoic. He don't know how to laugh. He awkward. He don't know how to hold a conversation. He too deep in his thoughts. Brother, you gotta know how to have friendly conversation. You gotta know how to be pleasant to be around, right? You gotta know how to just be a cool individual to where people meet you and they have a good impression. See what I'm saying? You see what I'm trying to say? For the sisters too. Some sisters is too catty, or some sisters come off stuck up. Some sisters be prideful actually. Some sisters they don't know how to be pleasant at all, and they just got a piss poor attitude. And you think just because you know this knowledge of the truth that people is going to accept you for who you are. No, nobody want to be around a person like that with bad character traits, right? So it's important to show kindness. It's important if you want good understanding and favor in the sight of God and men. It's important for you to show the quality of being friendly, being generous, and considerate. Generous meaning you quick to give to others, selfless, if you will, the opposite of stingy, right? We all understand, by now what generous means. You got to be generous. The scriptures say the Lord loves a cheerful giver. And when you give in the right spirit. Give cheerfully. It says and considerate. Now a lot of brothers are inconsiderate. Some brothers is too rash. They not considering how they're making other people feel with the way they're talking to them, or they're not considerate of the fact that the way you're making someone feel affects your influence on them. You can be saying all the right things. If somebody don't like the way you're making them feel, they're not gonna listen to you. But you're not considering that. You just swinging the sword, brother. I'm telling the truth. Don't nobody care, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Most people would rather hear a pleasant lie than a harsh truth. So you gotta make, what your job is to make this thing pleasant. Let me show you something. You gotta make it pleasant. And sometimes there's a balance to all things. It's not pleasant to be unbalanced. Nobody want to deal with a person who's light and giggly all the time. Sometimes there's a time to be grave, and that's pleasant. Sometimes there's a time to be very serious, and that's pleasant for the time being. Sometimes there's a time to be angry, and that's pleasant. That makes sense for the time being. Like when Yahushua made a scourged, and he went in the temple and whooped, he beat those men for dishonoring his father's temple. And that was a pleasant thing. It was righteous. So it's a time and place for everything. Understand that just when I say pleasant, it don't just mean being happy, smiley all the damn time. Excuse my language. Understand what I'm trying to say. But watch this. Proverbs 16:21. The wise in heart shall be called prudent, and the sweetness of the lips increaseth learning. Not the angriness of the lips, not the sternness of the lips, not the austereness of the lips, not the most, who can deliver the most cuts and bring out the most scriptures that prove this man to be a liar, that prove this woman to be a liar. That's not what it's all about. It says the sweetness of the lips increaseth learning. You bring it to him in a pleasant way. All right, watch this. Proverbs 12:18. There is that speaketh like the piercings of a sword, but the tongue of the wise is health. We understand that life and death is in the power of the tongue. If you don't understand what that means, the words you speak have power. You can build or you can destroy. You can lift someone up or you can tear someone down. You can get somebody killed. You can save someone's life. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. So choose what you say wisely, because your words matter. You dig what I'm saying? Understand that. Then look, it says, there is that speaketh like the piercings of a sword, but the tongue of the wise is health. So you got men, like I say, just because you swing in the truth, that don't mean you're doing a good job, brother. There's more than, it's a lot of truth to consider. Sure, is it true that, what can I say? Yahushua with the woman that was caught in adultery, and I in no way excuse adultery. I in no way excuse adultery. If you commit adultery, you need to come out of that before the Lord destroys you, right? And that's a righteous judgment for the Lord to destroy you for continuously sinning against his commandments, especially if you know better and you're doing contrary to the spirit of grace. You better not be out here committing adultery. But look how Yahushua treated the woman who was caught in adultery and how he introduced grace. They brought her, they said she was guilty of adultery. Christ met her with, where she would have been stoned, right, by hypocrites. Christ introduced grace, and he told, you know what he told her? He told her, where are thine accusers? Roughly paraphrasing. Have no man condemned thee? She said, no, my Lord. He said, neither do I. Go and sin no more. That's beautiful. That's grace. That's the spirit. So, that was mercy. That's grace. We understand that. But the point is, he could have daggered her up and called her a whore and He could have said all manner of unpleasant things to her, but he met her with peaceable words. He met her with kindness and compassion, right? This is the perfect example. And he told her, go and sin no more. He gave her a straight command, though. He didn't give her no wiggle room. He didn't give the water no passage. He said, go and you bet not do that no more. And that's pleasant. That's beautiful. Now, if she do it again, she got to deal with that. She got to deal with that. But did the Lord curse her out and curse her mama and tell her she's going down and she's nuke food and she's going in the lake of fire and no man will ever love her? And brother, he didn't go in all of that. It says the tongue of the wise is health. The tongue of the wise is health. The tongue of the wise is health. It's healing. It's words of life. It's words of encouragement. It's words of you can do this, is you can overcome these obstacles. You still in this fight. Gird up your loins like a man. It's encouraging your brother. It's encouraging your sister. It's increasing the morale. It's health, man. It's not death. It's not, you're not trying to kill people with your speech. Just because you speaking the truth, that don't mean you handling the sword right. Using brute force. Hey, my captain told me, right, when I came to the truth, when you're trying to teach your family or when you're trying to just teach in general, you can do a lot more harm than good. And you might wonder, how you speaking the truth, but at the same time, you can do a lot more harm than good because you don't know what you're doing yet. You're not as skillful yet. It takes some time and experience to realize you don't know it all. You kind of got to just play it. You need to play the game how it need to be played. I said this in my last video. You need to understand reality. Reality doesn't have to understand you. You out here talking about you speaking the truth. Reality is, look, if you don't know how to talk to people, ain't nobody gonna listen to you. That's reality. If you're a churlish person and you constantly disrespect people and you're rash in your talk, people are gonna dislike you. That's just reality, bro. And that's what you need to understand. The world don't gotta catch up with you. The Lord already set it in place. It's wisdom. It's a universal law. It's what people would say is common sense. And common sense ain't common, so that's why I'm teaching this. If you don't know how to talk to people, people ain't gonna want to listen to you. Don't be that person. Don't be that sister. Don't be that brother. Just talk to people like you got some sense. And while you at it, incorporate some truth when you see opportunity and show love and be peaceable and be pleasant to be around. And that's going to get you more results than ever yelling at somebody and talking to somebody like you, their parents, or speaking like the piercings of a sword. Hey, be a wise, use wise speech, use healing, use encouraging words, have long forbearance. I got one more, then we're going to move on because I'm harping. It's a big deal in the community, though. But all praises to the Most High for this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It's Proverbs 13. Come on, man. Proverbs 25:15. By long forbearing is a prince persuaded, and a soft tongue breaketh the bone. So if you want to make a breakthrough, that's what that breaking the bone is going into. It's not talking about literally breaking the bone. It's talking about having that breakthrough to where somebody finally yields to what you're saying, right? It says, by long forbearing is a prince persuaded, and a soft tongue breaketh the bone. Now this can be used on the left-hand side too, so beware of this. Don't be using this incorrectly. If you're trying to persuade somebody in something, make sure you're persuading them in the right thing. Don't be persuading people in the wrong thing. That's why you got to do your due diligence to study. But by long forbearing is a prince persuaded, and a soft tongue breaketh the bone. So if, let's say you That's what I'm dishing this out for, so that you can use this to go get more people in the truth, or at least get people to hearken unto this truth. That way they can diminish their sins, and you can get that blood off of your hands. Be patient with them. Have some long suffering. That's one of the fruits of the spirit. Have some patience, long forbearance, and then they may be persuaded. It says, "And a soft tongue breaketh the bone." It don't say a harsh speech breaketh the bone. It don't say a angry rebuke breaketh the bone. It don't say having 5 meltdowns and 3 fallouts and 3 reconciliations and a fist fight, and then they're gonna be persuaded. No, that's not how you get the job done effectively and clean. Have some patience. Insert the truth when you see opportunity. Don't be a weirdo. Don't be a stranger. Don't act like somebody they've never met before. Be cool, be regular, and then when you see opportunity, hey, pork, like God don't. We're not supposed to be eating pork, right? Then when y'all in a good mood, they might like, why you say that? And then you can kind of chop it up, give them the breakdown on some cool, chill type stuff. Don't come in there and kick down the door and bust open the Bible, and then you got your reader next to you, it's your little bro from around the corner, or your cousin or something, and you bring it out. Your parents are not gonna be persuaded if you do that. I'm just telling you, it's not pleasant. Ain't gonna work. But you can try if you think you know something. Hey, experience is a better teacher. But by long forbearance is the prince persuaded, man. So use wisdom, have humility, have patience. I ain't gonna go too much longer. I'm gonna finish breaking down this part. So that's the being considerate. That's the mercy. Now the truth goes into being firm, being reliable, being faithful, being showing forth stability, being consistent, being somebody people can rely on. That's also gonna cause you to have good understanding and favor in the sight of God and man, right? So it's two things. It's not just being kind and understanding and patient and considerate. It's not just that. It's not just about being generous, and you also have to have some works behind yourself. You got to show people that you're reliable, right? That you're faithful, that you're dependable, that you're consistent, that you can provide value, that you can consistently do what needs to be done. That's gonna get you favor. Everything else is this is what people need from each other. Like, we're a community of people. At the end of the day, we need brotherly love, and we need progress. We don't need a bunch of brotherly love with no works behind it. We need reliable brothers, strong men who keep their word, sisters who keep their word, who stand on the covenant of the Most High God and take it serious and show themselves consistent in that and show themselves to be reliable about that. That's what we need. That's how you have good understanding in the sight of God and man. But Salaki for getting long-winded on that mercy point. But hey, it's a major key. It's a major key. It's a major key. A lot of brothers just don't know how to be kind, considerate, generous, and pleasant to be around. Brothers too disagreeable. Verse 5, the classic. It says, "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding." So what does it look like trusting in the Lord? The trusting in the Lord, it looks like following the law, statutes, and commandments. Not what you think you should do, but what does the law say? It looks like obeying what Yahushua taught us. Not what you think you should do. You see what I'm saying? Like how the scripture speaks about if your brother trespass against you, go to him alone. You can't, it's not optional. You can't not do that. Any other course of action is leaning on your own understanding. And it's going to get you tricked off. It's going to cause more trouble. Because you should have did what God said, but instead, you lean into your own understanding. You know, trusting in the Lord with all your heart, it looks like just following what the scripts say, man. Sticking to the script. That's what you got to do. The closer you can stick to wisdom, the safer you'll be. In all thy ways, acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. So, what I'm trying to say. Hey, in everything you do, consider whether you're breaking God's commandments, whether this would be, whether this would make the truth look bad, or, you know, in everything you do, just be considerate of the Most High. Acknowledge him. Do what he told you to do, and avoid sin. Avoid doing what he told you not to do. That's how you acknowledge him in all of your ways. And if you do that, he will guide your footsteps in the right direction. He will cause you to walk in the ways of life. If you hearken to the words of wisdom, he will bless you with the fruits of wisdom, right? But I'm gonna close out there until next time. This has been your brother Prince Malachi, sons of Jacob Tulsa. Man, out by giving all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashayak, Yahweh Shai, Shalom.